it.
No,
She's
not
asking
you.
you.
You. No,
No,
Jessica. No.
we're asking
We're
Jonathan.
asking you, Jonathan, would you have taken it if it was
No,
offered?
no, of course not. Of course not. Not being in a trusted position. But I didn't take it.
No,
It's
we
not
were
me.
totally on the opposite side of this.
So Brandon, do you want to tell us why you took it?
Honestly, I felt like I needed it at this point, and I really could use the additional point to help me in the quiz.
Yeah. I already cost the pot $5 this morning, so
Oh,
I was like, let's, I wasn't gonna do any shenanigans. Now, if it was an exemption, would anyone have taken it?
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, exemption's
I
a
think
lot
so.
different than one.
You'd be a dumbass to pass that up.
I would pass it up. I would need my quiz answers and results right now. Like I actually would not take any advantage going forward, or not taking an exemption going forward. I need to
You
take
want to know how well you do on the quiz.
Yeah. I'm not, if there's one offered, I'm not going to be taking one.
Same. Neither will I.
I need my answers.
It's so hard right now because the last 2 weeks in a row, the first person called was the first person out.
Yeah.
So you don't even know at this point who you're doing better than, right?
No.
I mean, we are all just flying blind at this point.
Yeah.
So when you say you need your answers for the quiz, is it just to see if you don't get eliminated?
No, because I mean, you could collect data from that information like week after week, and if I know I'm like, not scoring anything on you, let's say, then the likelihood I would be gone if none of my answers connected with you. So you're probably not you unless we're all wrong. And if I'm, scoring high on other people, then maybe I should continue to do so. If I get an exemption, exemptions tell me nothing. Exemptions just give me a one pass for one round, but I'm in it for the long haul, not just for the immediate. So like early on in the game where it's a little bit more of a crapshoot, that's when you take the exemptions. But like second half of the game, I wouldn't take one. I'd earn money for the pot. Advantages, I understand taking a little advantage here or there, absolutely, but exemptions, I'm like, no, I need to take my quiz. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you for jumping this morning to try and get the hint that was offered. I didn't see it in enough time to jump in and do it. I would have done it too. I mean, why wouldn't you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
gain hint, advantage, whatever at this point?
I'm so confused who the mole is.
Yeah.
It's quite funny. It's like, obviously the likelihood that the mole's in the room right now, Tiffany's gone, but the mole, is great. And one of you, I'm just like, I don't know who it is fully. So I definitely wanted that hint, because I'm like, hints I can figure out. Does anyone think that there are hints? There are hints? Do we think the mole messages are anything or no?
That I'm not sure.
I think there's got to be very subtle things that.
Okay, well, we're all here. Like, let's call it out. Like the mole messages last 2 weeks have been me, you, and Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
What do we
Only
think
the
about it?
one time, they weren't today.
No, they were today too.
They were today.
I felt like it called out Brandon.
It was Brandon, and then the sharpest last week were me and Jessica. So it was all three of us yet again.
Oh, I guess I'm not really looking into this too hard.
Yeah. Well, okay, Heather, according to that, you and I are up next week.
Who knows? Not necessarily.
Was Tiffany called
Maybe
out?
we're just the dumbasses in the room. I don't know.
Okay, well, maybe
So
maybe that's a compliment for you three. Maybe you three are the strongest links.
Or is the mole including themselves in that as one of the three? Or is the mole, trying to hint that?
I'm just saying, if I was the mole, I would put myself in that I guess, to try and deflect attention. Or to say she's not the mole because she's calling herself out. You know what I'm saying? But who knows how this person thinks? I don't know. Everybody's got a different strategy.
If I was the mole, I would just try to pretend to be nonchalant and just pretend like you don't know what's going on.
Like you're doing right
Like you
now,
just did?
Heather.
Yeah, Heather.
What mole message?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't read it that well.
Come on, Kat.
Sus, Heather. Very
go-
sus.
I'll go read it again.
The mole seems
Hmm.
super arrogant. And I don't see anybody in this group being super arrogant. So that's why I'm having a hard time connecting that message with a particular person. So Jessica and I were talking while we were playing the game or whatever. Do we even know this is the mole writing these things?
I mean, the mole could also be putting on a persona of who they're not, or trying to attach that personality to someone else in the game as a red herring. Like if I was the mole, I would be taking on a persona of whoever I thought was maybe mostly thought of as the group as being the mole, and I would probably just write it as that person as long as they were still here. But you never know what they're doing. It's tough. It's tough.
This
Okay.
is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. If anyone wants to reach out or talk about it, I'm around. Because
Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm around. I'm confused. I'd love to talk about it endlessly because I obsess over this. So, and I need a clue. Why wasn't that a clue this morning?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm also sorry, Tiffany. I'm not telling you anything that happened tonight. So sorry about it because you weren't here. So if Tiffany gets wind of anything, that didn't come from me because I'm not sharing information like that with people who.
So I'm going to
know
be
what you get.
transparent. The night that Anthony missed, I gave him as much of his notes, much of my notes as I could, because we were kind of like talking and, again, that survivor mentality. I thought we were in some sort of alliance and we would share thoughts and we would share like who we thought was who or whatever. And he still ended up losing the quiz. So that makes me feel like I'm not that close either. So just to be transparent about that.
Yeah, maybe we're all off and it's just coming down to time and luck. So
Exactly.
Yeah, it's hard because the last 2 weeks, the first person called is the first person out. So you
Yeah.
can't see like who's doing worse than you are.
yeah.
It's very disconcerting. I'm just going to say.
Well, and Chell's alliance that he was mentioning last week, that didn't help him either. So it's kind of like,
Does anyone want to
Chell was
speak
in an
up?
alliance?
Does anyone want to speak up as
Well, that's
to
what he
who was
said
in
last
his
week.
alliance?
Not me. I have no alliance deals.
He called it a coalition.
Guiding coalition.
it's in the final
What?
round with me. He was like talking about it or something. So I don't know what it meant as far as like what he was doing, but
Oh, you were part of the coalition?
no, I'm saying in the final round with me. I was in
Oh,
the final round last week, and so he brought it up in that round. Is when he was talking about
Yeah,
it to
he
just
did.
pinpoint when it was. But I'm saying that didn't help him.
well, clearly it didn't help him, right?
So is he in a coalition with the mole, or
Are you in a were you in a coalition with him, Jessica?
Nope.
Were you, Tina?
I chatted with him occasionally, but the word coalition never came up.
Did the word alliance come up
Absolutely not.
with
And
anyone?
what good is
No.
an alliance in this game?
Exactly.
We're not voting each other out here.
No.
I'm
So
True.
like
wasn't any good for Chell? So
Yeah. You don't have voting blocks or anything
No.
in this game, so
Well,
why
if
would
his
you?
if his coalition was with Tiffany, maybe she's next to go.
I think whoever goes next, it will be, at least for me, very revealing.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
as long as it's not me, then I'll be able to narrow it down further. But like, it's tough.
Has
It's
anyone
time.
been shocked who has gone out so far, or
Yep.
was it
I
not
would-
surprising?
Yeah, with Chell. Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised with Chell leaving.
I mean, okay, so Ryan was not a shock. For those of you that don't know, Ryan is my son. He lives in the house here with me, and he has a very volatile relationship with his soon-to-be ex-wife, and she's extremely bipolar and not on